Yo, what's up, guys? Now, in today's video, I'm gonna be uploading a educational purpose video on stock markets and what I've been learning about, mostly for my friends. But of course, I'm uploading it public to a YouTube channel. So if anyone's watching that isn't my friends at school, hopefully you guys can learn something. And if I get anything wrong, you guys can correct me in the comments. Of course, if you guys know. But yeah, I'm gonna be explaining to you guys what I use. So I'm not using any indicators, obviously, because I'm getting the data directly. So this is the volume profile, and the volume profile is basically the volume at the price. This is the volume at the time. This blue thing that most people see, no matter what software you use, there'll be volume. This is the volume at the time, which you can see right here. And this is the volume at the price. This green, this is blue thing right here, right? And this red thing right here is the point of control. Usually I'll make it green, but I had it red. I think it's default red. But yeah, this is the point of control. The point of control is basically, the point of control at the price. I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory, right? This is the DOM. Now, since I'm using on demand, basically, in Thinkorswim, they let you replay things, right, at a date. So December 1st, obviously, isn't December 1st, but I put it at that day since it's before Amazon hit 117. So I want to show you guys a little bit more, and it's live data either way, But the reason why it isn't showing volume is because it's on demand, right? And since the market isn't open, I didn't want to, like half-ass stuff. I wanted to show you guys the time and sales and the DOM when it's live and everything's flowing. And you have to look at it. You have to concentrate. But yeah, if the volume was here, it would be a lot easier to show support and resistance. But I could point it out using times and sales. So, you know, it's whatever. You got to work with what you have. But one day I'll make a live video. When the market's live, I'll record it and I'll show you guys the volume and stuff like that. And also, there's also a couple things that people use with the DOM, like the P&L, I'm pretty sure. But I don't, I'm not really into it. I'll probably get into it, but right now I'll just look at the buyers and sellers, see who's aggressive, point out support and resistance, and tested levels using times and sales, and see how the candlestick forms. Just using these data, because if you use indicators, you could be used as liquidity, and we don't want to do that, right? This level 2 right here is basically the DOM but vertically. I mean basically the DOM but horizontally, right? And it doesn't show volume. But you can see right here the name NASDAQ, buying and all that. So yeah, I mean it is what it is. It's basically the same thing, but you can tell it's a little bit different. But yeah. People use it the same way. Alright, now I'm gonna play the data live. See, point out some things now. Right here, price, size, time. You saw before I played it live, there was a big bundle of contracts being bought. Basically, we want to see that and point out the big bundle. Hold on, I think it might have crashed. All right, we're back. But yeah, we want to see a big bundle, all greens. And then once we see that, we don't want to see it flash red, right? And we want to see it jump a little bit more, and we don't want to go below. If it goes below, then that we have to wait for it to test it a little bit, a couple of times, but we'll see here, right? So for the DOM, 96.44, 10 people just selling, 14 people buying. They're basically fighting for the price, right? We're seeing who's more aggressive, who's gonna push each other, right? You see 0, 12, 16. You see right here, time to sales, and that's what forms this candlestick. The data from the times of sales, the DOM and the level 2 is what's making these candlesticks form. So that's why I don't use indicators. I get the data directly from these right here. And also, one thing I could show you guys is the monkey bars, right? So the gray area, 70% of the bundles have been traded for, right? The price has been traded for. It's 70% area, basically, of trades have been taking place. This orange box is when the day started. This is when the market went live, right? This is when the price started. This is the point of control, basically. This is a volume profile, but for monkey bars. Alright, so with monkey bars, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then instead of doing 10, it goes 0. Once it hits 0, it goes up or it goes down, depending on who's aggressive, the buyers or sellers. Mostly it'll go up, right? It'll go to this level. And yeah, guys, to see like the patterns formatting with the candle, the monkey bar. Alright, guys, I just want to clear up in the recording. So in the recording, I was talking about how monkey bars format, right? And for this candlestick, I mean for this monkey bar, right? It's basically how it formulates, right? You see the point of control here. It broke out of the 70% bubble. It took place when the market opened. This is where it opened, right? And look at this. When it opened and when it broke out of the 70% bar. So clearly, you know what happened here, right? With the monkey bar. It broke out of the 70% mark. Now, if you would have sold here, you would have took profits, right? Because it jumped down. It jumped down to 91 and it jumped up to 97. So at 91 to 97, profits right there, right? That's a big jump just for one day. So yeah, that's how monkey bar formates, right? You see other stuff like this. You see the volume clusters, stuff like that for the monkey bars, and you see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then at 0, new level, stuff like that. I just wanted to make sure that was clear because in the video I didn't really go in depth to how it formatted, right? So yeah, y'all guys can. Alright, so similar to what I did with the monkey bars, I'm gonna do to times and sales, cause in the video I kind of didn't go that in depth into times and sales. I wasn't able to point out a level because the audio got corrupted, and I just paused the video and got a drink, sat down, started a new recording. But yeah, I'm about to see if I can point out some tested areas with the times and sales and using the DOM, right? And obviously, if I had the volume right here, it would be 10 times easier, which I already said one day I'll record a live video. But yeah, look at that. It said 3,000, 1,000. That's pretty big, right? Let's see if we see a big block of straight greens for one price. That's basically what we're looking at right now. We want to look for a big block of straight greens for one price. So 23, we saw 1,000. That was pretty good. 23, 24. Okay, 23 is pretty good. 23 is big. You don't want to go below. Alright, 26. Oh, that was pretty big. Not really. Probably about like 100 and something contracts for like whatever that price I was looking at. 23. Alright, it's back at 23. 24, 32. Okay, so 23 looks pretty good. 23 and 32 right now. So when it went to 23, it jumped up to 32. Let's see. We don't want it to go below 23, but we want it to go above 32, right? Because at 32 you saw reds. So you don't want to go below 23, but you want it to go above 32. 32 cents and 23 cents, basically. So what I'm looking at. Because obviously, it's not going to make dollar moves yet, right? Unless it's big, unless there's big liquidity pushing into the market, right? You'll see the cents. That's basically when you're pointing out levels. When you see a bunch of blocks of greens and you see the buyers are being aggressive, then price is gonna be pushed up, and then you don't want to be used as a liquidity sweep, right? So you look at closely at the sales and you look closely at the times and sales, because you'll see if there's big candlesticks like right here, right? Let me see if I can find like a big dip, right? Let's see around like right here. Let me see. The tail's right here. Let me see if I can just aim in right here. The tail's right here, right? Let's say we bought right here, and right here we started seeing a lot of flashing reds, a lot of reds, and now we're seeing the candlestick being eaten up. I would have just took profits, right? But yeah, you don't want to be used as liquidity, right? You see it dip down. It dipped down. So yeah, I mean, well, we pointed out a level, right? That was pretty good. Point on the level using times and sales. I explained overly aggressive buyers and sellers. Explained level 2. Explained volume profiles. I explained monkey bars, and I explained why I don't use indicators, because I'm getting the data directly instead of using indicators, which is just nonsense. Basically, indicators aren't really that good. There's a couple of strategies for indicators if you guys do want to get into it, but I would rather look at direct data than looking at a bunch of lines and looking at just basically indicators are getting their data from here. So like, what's the point of putting in shortcuts if you could literally look at the data, you know? But yeah. But yeah, let me see. Did it go? What was I looking at? 23? So it went below 23. So now 23, it should go above. If it does hit 23, it should go up to 32, right? 23 would be like a support, right? Or resistance. It could go below, but it hasn't been tested. 23 hasn't been tested. When it hit 23, it never went down, right? It hit 23, went to 32, then it kept going up, and then it went down, right? But it didn't go to 23, then went down. That's when you know it'll be resistance. But all right, wait, I didn't really see what just happened to be honest. But 24, we don't see a big block of greens either way, so yeah. Just yeah, well, I pointed out a level. Hope you guys learned something from that. And in the next video, I'll be looking at live data. I'll be recording when the market is live and explain to you guys the volume and how to. I'll go a little bit more in depth since the market will be live. You know, it'll be 10 times better and a better video. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something from today. And hope you guys left this video with some knowledge. But yeah, of course, you guys can correct me in the comments if I said anything wrong. But yeah, to the next video. I'll see ya.